What is the crack, everyone? Welcome back to Barney Talks Fighting. Henry Cejudo and Song Yarding are fighting this weekend in a pretty decent fight night card. There's been some good fights fall off this one, but the card that remains is still good. Some really good fights. I'm going to give you my main card picks now. I'm dosed with a cold, so please do ignore my voice right now. I'm getting it pretty tight here, I'm not going to lie. But I wanted to come and give you just my sort of final thoughts and picks on this card. Starting off with the main event, Henry Cejudo and Song Yarding. This is an interesting one. It's quite a hard one. I've kind of went back and forth on it a few times, but the thing that I keep coming back to is the edge of Henry Cejudo in comparison to Song Yarding. I feel like Song Yarding's been about forever, but he's only 27. He's a lot of UFC experience for only being 27. Henry Cejudo is 37, so there's a decade in age between them in these lighter weight classes. That means a lot. Henry Cejudo is not someone that ever sort of relied on his speed too heavily, so it might not affect him as much as what it would a striker or someone like that. But it comes to get all the fighters at the end of the day. Age is something that it kills off so many of these sort of former champs and former legends of the UFC. And I don't think Henry Cejudo is going to be any different to that. This is a bit of a step down in opponent for Cejudo. Of course, he fought Merab last time out, and Aljamain Sterling before that. The top echelon of the division. Song Yarding isn't at that level, but he's a really, really good fighter. 21 and 8 at the age of 27. That is crazy. Look at the amount of fights he's had in comparison to Henry Cejudo. It's mental that he is only 27 years of age, and he must have been fighting since he came out of his mother's vagina, as a man would say. How do I think this one's going to go? I think Song Yarding gets a decision win. It's 5 rounds. I think Henry Cejudo will pick up rounds, but Song Yarding has a 75% takedown defense, and that's what's going to matter here. On the feet, I think Song Yarding gets the win. I would nearly put my house on it. Henry Cejudo was going to be looking for takedowns, whether he gets them or not. I think he might get a couple of takedowns, maybe steal a couple of rounds, but I think overall Song Yarding's going to be more active on the feet, land more on the feet, and be able to stop a good few of Henry Cejudo's takedowns. I don't see any of these guys finishing. I think it's going to go the distance. It's going to go all 5 rounds, and Song Yarding gets the nod for me. If he does get the nod, Henry Cejudo, who knows? He might move up in weight class. I seen him on with Kevin Aioli just yesterday, and he was kind of discussing he wanted to move up ages ago and fight Volkanovski. That was his grand plan before he fell to these defeats and lost his title. So he may move up. There's some sort of fun matchups for him at featherweight, I guess, some sort of legend matchups. But in terms of title contention or trying to make a title run, I think his days are done after this fight. Now, Brendan Allen against Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. This is going to be a good one. These guys have 11 submissions in the UFC between them. Both submission specialists. These guys fought before. It's going to be an interesting one. 2023 for Brendan Allen. When I think of Brendan Allen, I always go back to that year and the sort of potential that he showed. 3 fights, 3 submissions he got that year. 2024 was a bit funny. He had that weird one over Chris Curtis, and then he got beat by Imavov, which actually doesn't look like a bad loss now. There's a lot of sort of betting guys are looking at this one and looking at the odds. I think the odds are down here somewhere. They are looking at the odds in this one. I don't know why they've disappeared on this, but Brendan Allen was an underdog, and there's a lot of betting guys are kind of saying that this is the underdog pick, but I would disagree. I think Anthony Hernandez gets it done here. He's won 6 in a row. He's in really, really good form at the minute. And he looks pretty unstoppable. His last fight, who did Anthony Hernandez fight last? I don't know how I forgot. He had a really, really good one. It was fight night main event. Let me check this one out. Why is this not working? Anthony Hernandez last fight. Why can I not remember? I know there's probably loads of these shouting down the screen right now. Mikel Pereira, of course it was. Pieced him up, got the finish in the 5th round. That was a sixth fight on this win streak that he's on. Obviously Kopylov before it, Shabazian before that. My memory is now restored. He tapped out Kopylov with that rear naked choke laughing to the camera, which was pretty cool. I think Anthony Hernandez gets it done here. I think he gets a decision win. I think on the feet they're going to cancel each other out. Both high-level submission specialists, high-level jiu-jitsu guys. I think their defense and submissions is just as good as their offense, and I think they're going to cancel each other out. But it turns out then you think about who's got it on the feet, and I think on the feet Anthony Hernandez is the better striker. I think he'll be more active on the feet. Brendan Al didn't look great on the feet against Imavov, so I think Anthony Hernandez gets it done here with a decision. Rob Font against Jin Matsumoto. Jin Matsumoto undefeated, 16-0. Rob Font, this is his 14th year in the UFC, I think it is. This kind of is like a old guard and the new guard kind of fight. It's that a catch weight? One of them must have missed weight. I must have missed that. This is an old guard and the new guard kind of fight. I've been sort of swaying back and forth on this one as well. I don't want to contradict myself in what I said about the main event and talking about age, because Rob Font is a lot older now. But Matsumoto hasn't really fought. He beat Brad Katona last time out. Outside light, hasn't really fought too many people. Brad Katona, you have to ask yourself, what level is he at? He's nowhere near Rob Font level or that kind of level in the UFC. I'm gonna go Rob Font getting a decision win here. I don't know why. I've just got a feeling. I was kind of going Jin Matsumoto nearly all week, but now I think Rob Font gets it done. I think his boxing's going to be too good. He's going to do what his teammate Calvin Cater should have done against Salal. He's going to stand and trade with him, and I think Rob Font, he needs this. This will be his first time getting back-to-back wins in like 5 years or something silly. So I think he does do that. I think he gets the win, and he hands Jin Matsumoto his first loss on his record. Jin Matsumoto's probably better. This is going to be a good fight. They're both very, very good strikers. I don't think any of them's really going to shoot for takedowns. Jin Matsumoto will throw more kicks, which is what Rob Font has to be wary of. He has to intelligently close the distance and get inside Jin Matsumoto's kicks in order to use his boxing. But I think he'll be able to do it. Now, this is going to be fight tonight. Gene Silva taking on Milsic Bagdasaryan. This is going to be fight tonight. That's a fact. This is going to be a banger. Gene Silva is a mental madman. Loves fighting. His last time out, he got that really, really nice doctor stoppage over Drew Dober. That was a brutal cut up at lightweight. Very, very good. Very explosive. Very, very powerful. Milsic Bagdasaryan hasn't fought in 19 months, so there might be a bit of ring rust coming into this one, but he is also very, very good. Very good kickboxer. I think the difference here is going to be Milsic Bagdasaryan is a bit more... He wouldn't throw as many sort of crazy strikes or sort of unorthodox strikes as what Gene Silva was. He's very, very fast with his hands and his feet, and you know he can close the distance and throw that jab out very, very quickly. But I think the difference will be here. Gene Silva will be throwing more spinning elbows, spinning kicks, and I think that's going to sort of put Milsic Bagdasaryan off. Excuse me, I'm slowly dying here. So Gene Silva, I think he gets the finish in round... I'm going to say round 2. I think the sort of gas tank and the ring rust of Milsic Bagdasaryan will come into play here. What Gene Silva's very good at doing is in round 1, he is very much so a counter striker. He's very good at making his reads, very, very intelligent striker. He lets his opponent sort of come in and close the distance and throw strikes, and it will look, you know, like it wouldn't surprise me here if Milsic Bagdasaryan gets the first round. But I think that'll be down to Gene Silva kind of allowing him to work and kind of making his reads. And then in round 2 and round 3, that's usually when Gene Silva really puts it on and starts becoming a lot more offensive, and you start seeing the sort of sexy striking that we do tend to see from him. So I think he gets it done in round 2. Could be round 3, but I'm going to go round 2. I think it's going to be a KO finish. It's going to be a great finish. He's the Fighting Nerds featherweight representative. Them that gym last year, they were gym of the year by far. What a 2024 they had. So I'm looking forward to seeing. I think this is the first time, maybe the second time Bruno Brazil was out in action this year. So this is maybe the second Fighting Nerds fighter to be fighting in 2025. So Bruno Brazil was defeated, but I think Gene Silva gets the win. Alonzo Menifield taking on Julius Walker. Julius Walker making his UFC debut. Look at that record, 0-0-0. That's not his real record. His real record is 6-0. He's fighting a veteran, Alonzo Menifield. It's a bit of a weird one, this, because it was meant to be Omar Sy. So this is Walker taking a late notice replacement coming in. They fight Menifield at light heavyweight division. He's also fought at heavyweight. He's pretty tall. For me, Menifield shouldn't really be in the light heavyweight division. He's only 6 foot. He's built like a brick shit house, but that comes with its trade-offs, and the trade-offs of that is that his cardio is pretty terrible. I can't remember what fight it was. It wasn't the last one. The last fight, Alonzo Menifield rushed in against Carlos Ulberg, and Carlos Ulberg finished him within 12 seconds. The fight before that, can't remember his opponent, but he gassed out in round 2 and pretty much was a beaten dog at that stage for his opponent, and he finished him. I think it's going to be something similar here. Alonzo Menifield doesn't have great wrestling. He does have powerful hands, but he doesn't have great wrestling. And I think Julius Walker will be able to take him down in round 1, grind him out, really, really grind on that cardio of many fields, and then I think in round 2 they come out and Julius Walker gets the finish. I'm not sure what the odds are in this one either. It would be interesting if Julius Walker's coming in here as an underdog on his debut. I think it would definitely be worth a punt. So that's my picks. I'm going Julius Walker, Gene Silva, Rob Font, Anthony Hernandez, and Song Yarding. Let me know your picks for tonight's fights in the comments below. If you don't already, subscribe to Barney Talks Fighting. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.